I became insane, with long intervals of horrible sanity. All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. We loved with a love that was more than love. Those who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. I have great faith in fools. Self-confidence, my friends will call it. I was never really insane, except upon occasions when my heart was touched. There is no exquisite beauty without some strangeness in the proportion. Believe nothing you hear, and only one half that you see. From childhood's hour, I have not been. As others were, I have not seen. As others saw, I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. Sleep, those little slices of death. How I loathe them. Years of love have been forgot in the hatred of a minute. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. Words have no power to impress the mind without the exquisite horror of their reality. All religion, my friend, is simply evolved out of fraud, fear, greed, imagination, and poetry. Men have called me mad. But the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence, whether much that is glorious, whether all that is profound does not spring from disease of thought, from moods of mind exalted at the expense of the general intellect. If you wish to forget anything on the spot, make a note that this thing is to be remembered. I wish I could write as mysterious as a cat. Deep in earth my love is lying, and I must weep alone. And so being young and dipped in folly, I fell in love with melancholy. It is by no means an irrational fancy that, in a future existence, we shall look upon what we think our present existence as a dream. I felt that I breathed an atmosphere of sorrow. Beauty of whatever kind, in its supreme development, invariably excites the sensitive soul to tears. And all I loved alone. I have no faith in human perfectibility. I think that human exertion will have no appreciable effect upon humanity. Man is now only more active, not more happy, nor more wise than he was 6,000 years ago. Invisible things are the only realities. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. The true genius shudders at incompleteness, imperfection, and usually prefers silence to saying the something which is not everything that should be said. Poetry is the rhythmical creation of beauty in words. It is a happiness to wonder. It is a happiness to dream. To elevate the soul, poetry is necessary. The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? There are chords in the hearts of the most reckless, which cannot be touched without emotion. Convinced myself, I seek not to convince. To die laughing must be the most glorious of all glorious deaths. Every poem should remind the reader that they are going to die. Stupidity is a talent for misconception. A short story must have a single mood, and every sentence must build towards it. True. Nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been and am, but I will say that I am mad. The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. The fury of a demon instantly possessed me. I knew myself no longer. My original soul seemed, at once, to take its flight from my body. And a more than fiendish malevolence, gin-nurtured, thrilled every fiber of my frame. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. Experience has shown, and a true philosophy will always show, that a vast, perhaps the larger, portion of truth arises from the seemingly irrelevant. All that we see and seem is but a dream within a dream. Even with the utterly lost, to whom life and death are equally jests, there are matters of which no jest can be made. The 99 are with dreams content, but the hope of the world made new is the 100th man who is grimly bent on making those dreams come true. A man's grammar, like Caesar's wife, should not only be pure, but above suspicion of impurity. Mysteries force a man to think, and so injure his health. The scariest monsters are the ones that lurk within our souls. In criticism, I will be bold, and as sternly, absolutely just with friend and foe. From this purpose nothing shall turn me. The rain came down upon my head, unsheltered, and the wind rendered me mad and deaf and blind. The idea of God, infinity, or spirit, stands for the possible attempt at an impossible conception. We gave the future to the winds, and slumbered tranquilly in the present, weaving the dull world around us into dreams. If you are afraid of having sex with a woman, it means that you do not understand the very essence of this action. The believer is happy. The doubter is wise. Those who gossip with you will gossip about you. The light travels round the world, while truth is putting her boots on. If a man deceives me once, shame on him. If he deceives me twice, shame on me. All suffering originates from craving, from attachment, from desire. Happiness is not to be found in knowledge, but in the acquisition of knowledge. The world is a great ocean, upon which we encounter more tempestuous storms than calms.